What's up guys, Meredith with Extreme Terrain, and today we are checking out the Rough Country Premium N3 Steering Stabilizer fitting all 1987 to 2006 TJ and YJ Wranglers. Now, stability in your steering can go right out the window after putting on new knobby tires or a taller lift on your Wrangler, and this N3 Steering Stabilizer will help gain that stability back, fighting that feedback that you may get and improving your driving experience if you started to notice that your factory steering stabilizer isn't doing the job. Now, not only will this be a solid way to help you ease the roughness of your steering, but it's going to be one of your most affordable ways as well if you're looking to do it on a budget. This will feature a nitrogen charged design that will offer a stiffer feel when it comes to the steering system, which will help reduce play to help eliminate the feel of wandering tires, bump steer, and even help prolong the life of those wear and tear parts in your suspension by helping to keep that lateral movement under control. Now, what's great about a nitrogen charged build is that although it has a stiffer feel to it, it's also going to help resist any cavitation forming inside of the shock, which is just foaming that ends up fading the shock, giving you that loose feel. Now, that's going to keep it holding up no matter where you're taking your Jeep, whether you're cruising around town or bouncing down trails. The stabilizer itself will have a steel outer body that will be durable enough to hold up to kickup and any lighter hits off-road, and is covered in a gray silvery powder coat to help protect the steel underneath from rusting. This will also have a chrome hardened 18mm piston rod, which will resist any chipping because of the toughness of the metal, which will eliminate any leaking when it comes to the system. Now, the best part of all is that this comes with everything that you need out of the box, including new hardware and bolts right in place of your factory one, so you don't have to make any modifications that you may not want to. Now, like I said, this will be one of your most affordable options for a stabilizer, coming in at around $55. Now, compared to others in the category, this will be very straightforward and to the point, which I think shines through in the construction, and compared to other flashier options that have some extra bells and whistles or have a dual setup, this is going to get the job done at that price point. Now, I think if you want to keep it on a budget again and want a well-built, no-fuss stabilizer that's going to last the long run and is a super popular choice with our customers, then this is going to be a great option. Install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour, give or take, to get the job done. Now, speaking of the install, one of our customers here has installed this on their Wrangler and is going to walk you through what that process looks like step by step. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Okay, here's the tools I needed to install the Rough Country stabilizer shock that I got from Extreme Terrain. A 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a long extension, a 20mm socket, a 22mm socket, which may be different than what you have because of the old stabilizer shock had been off and on at one time when someone changed the bolt size. So that one probably won't fit the new one. I used these others for it. And then I got the 15, and here's the 18, and then here's the 15mm, and then a 15mm ratcheting wrench to help with the bolt that goes to the frame bracket. I also had on hand a dead blow hammer just in case I needed to tap that bolt out of the frame bracket, but once it got the rust loose and the nut off, it came out relatively easy. So that's the tools you will need. Set up an extra light so we can see a little bit better. Lay the noose here out of the way. First, there's only 2 connections to the steering linkage. One to this bracket on the axle and one to the tie rod end link here. So it's not going to be too bad to get apart. So first we'll start with the one over here on the linkage. Get it loose. If your bolts are a little rusty, you may need to shoot them with some penetrating oil or possibly even heat them up to get them loose. So let's see how this one goes. And I don't think this will actually take a long time, but we need to get this loose out of here. Now, when I When I changed the steering linkage, the front bolt had already been pulled out and put back in. So I know it's going to come out a lot easier. But this one here is kind of rusted up. But you don't have to reuse it. It comes with new hardware. So you don't have to fight with these old rusty bolts. They make it kind of convenient that way. You don't have to clean the rust off or nothing like that. Just get rid of them. Throw them away with the old shock. It's kind of close to the spring. So just takes a minute to get it going. And I've got it loose here. Got it loose. Once we get this off here, we'll grab the instructions and the. All right, there it comes. Here it comes. All right. As you can see, it's kind of rusted up. So we're just going to throw that one away when we throw away the other old stuff. And then here is the other connection over here. And with this one, you don't have to take it off. You don't have to take the shock off first. You can just take this bottom nut off, and then the whole pin should pop out, because in the package they gave you a new pin. So let's get that off. All right, see it. And there's the old one. And we're going to grab these papers real quick. Here's the one hole that we'll use to put it back, and then here's the other. And the bracket looks like it's in good shape. You might want to inspect that to make sure it's not cracked, anything like that. But this one here is in good shape. There's no cracks, or it doesn't look to be bent or anything. So I think it's going to be fine. We put the new one in there. Here is the new the new pin. Let's open that up. It comes with new washers and nuts. If you look closely, there's a tapered end and a straight end. The tapered end is what goes into your steering linkage, and it fits snug, you see. The straight end is the end that the shock mount goes on. So you see, you put that in there, like it says. Install it. Place tapered end pin in the hole, put the tie rod in, install lock washer and nut hand tight. So see, it comes with a new lock washer and a new nut. And we'll just get it hand tight for now, like it says. Snug it up there like that. All right. See? All right, then there's the other washers and nuts comes with that one. And then this extend the stabilizer shock from the frame mount. Installing using the, all right, we're not going to use the original bolt and nut because this kit gives you a new bolt and nut. So what we're going to do is install that there, like it says, to the frame mount there. Open up this new package here. Give you this new bolt, but it's kind of loose. I think I'm going to use what the instruction says. I'm going to use the old bolt. I mean, it's not tore up. It's got a little rust on it, but it would fit. You don't want to use a bolt where it's going to be sloppy in there, because it'll wear out your bracket. So get the new bolt in there like that. Hold it in. We'll just start the nut on the back, and then we'll see just to extend the shock to the new. Get back here where I can see. Get this nut on here. All right, here we go. Up on there, here it goes. Yeah, it's threading on nicely. That bolt's still in good condition, so we'll use that one. It fits my bracket better than the one it came with it. We don't want a loose bolt. Like I said, that can damage the bracket. So then you extend the shock out. It'll fit over this piece Yep, just pull it out, line it up with your pin, and pull it down on there, like that. Then you got a flat washer, which protects your rubber bushing. Then you got a lock washer, and then you got a new nut here. It just goes right back on there like that. Started. There it goes. There it goes. Okay. Now that it's all on there, the paper, it says we extended it with the bolt, and then see note 8 and 9, which is tighten the nuts securely both ends stable shock. Steering wheels fully right and left, make sure. So let's get these all tightened up, and then we'll check the steering with the turning. All right. Let's see. Let's get this back one first. Let me see here. Lock it on the back. That's the right one, so we'll put it on our ratchet and grab our wrench to hold the other end. Get this one all tightened up. All right, so I've got a ratchet and wrench here, which is helpful sometimes to get it going pretty good. Sometimes it's hard to turn a ratchet in a tight spot. So we'll get it run up, and then we'll make sure she's good and tight. All right. Now we'll use that ratchet to make sure that nut's snugged up good. All right. We got that one tight. Let's see. I think it's a different size for that one. So this is for the bottom. We'll tighten this one up first. Tight to good and tight to your steering linkage. It would not be good if it popped off on you. Okay. Now let's tighten the top one up. There we go. Ratchet on that one. Now when you're tightening up this end, that crushes the rubber mount, you don't want to make it so tight that you distort the rubber mount real bad, because you can crack it, cause it to crack later under wear. I always kind of tighten it till it begins to bulge a little bit, and then it's generally tight enough. It's got a good lock washer on there too. All right, here we go. Yeah. Now we got everything tight, and you get this nice little Rough Country label to go on it. So let's we'll go ahead and put that on there. Give it that nice little whoop. Break it right there in the round section. That way it's right on there. Country. Terrain in your packaging. Make sure you have everything you need to make it look like a good professional job.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of this Rough Country Premium N3 steering stabilizer fitting all 1987 to 2006 YJ and TJ Wranglers. And remember, for all things Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.